Hi, my name is Laura Humphreys. I am 47 years old and I am a female and I am in my prime middle years.
44. That makes me 84 years old. Good grief. I look in the mirror and I see my mother looking back at me at times. So,
Hey, my name is Miles Moody. I'm 19, male, emerging adult.
So I'm very excited to share the results that I've conducted from the 3 different interviews. The first one being an emerging adult, his name is Miles Moody. The second being middle-aged adult, Laura Humphreys, and the last being an older adult, who is Helen Humphreys. And I'm very pleasantly surprised with all the answers, how willing they were to answer the questions, share with me their full responses. So I'm very, very fortunate to have interviewed these 3 contestants. For the first person that I interviewed for the emerging adult life stage, I interviewed Miles Moody. He's extremely mature for his age, oddly inspiring, has the integrity of someone much more older than him. He was born and raised in Little Rock, Arkansas, where he enjoyed home, but he is really very thankful to have the opportunity to come to Orlando, where he is now going to Full Sail to become a director and a film major. He has so many goals and dreams for himself, something that a lot of teenagers do have, but he really puts in a lot of work to reach those goals and those dreams. For him, I believe leaving home made him even more independent and an adult, but nothing that I believe was forced. He had this opportunity and he decided to take it. I think for his age norm, he's well beyond his years. He compared very much so to the middle adult and older adult people that I interviewed, and they are obviously much older than him. So I found that very interesting, that he's almost out of the norm for a teenager, but in a way that many parents would, pray that their kids would be like. With Marcia's identity achievement, I believe that he has achieved a sense of identity that most people would not achieve until they were mid-40s or 50. Hearing his advice that he said throughout his interview was very inspiring. I truly listened to everything that he said, and his parents are very blessed to have him as a son because he's well beyond his years. He's entering with high career goals, but every goal that he said is attainable in the way that he has these goals set out for him, which is very good. The second person I interviewed, Laura Humphreys, she is a middle adult. She's 47, was born and raised in Daytona Beach. She's stayed in the same place her whole life, but she has a very, very positive outlook on life, always looking to encourage others, always putting others before herself, very much so in the same way that Miles, the emerging adult, the same way, so they're very similar in that ways. Laura has a committed partner, a husband who she's been married to for 25 years, which shows her complete devotion and loyalty, some of the same signs that Miles showed with his friends who he treats like family, even though they're not blood related. Laura does have a slightly declined memory, but that is something that comes with aging. But she keeps her mind sharp by exercising. It's a way that she finds she can get out her stress because she does tend to be anxious. Her father died when she was 20, so she has a stepfather, but she does not feel like her stepfather replaced her father at all. She has a very close relationship with both her real mom and her stepfather. Also, for her, she has very many talents, as she is a mom, a wife, a friend. She owns a business, but peak talents do come around 40, so it makes sense that she has achieved these talents in such a way that she has. But it's something that I see also in Miles and in Helen. All 3 of them, despite their age differences, have certain skills and talents that they've achieved that it's very hard to find in such drastically different life stages, that all 3 of them have certain goals and talents that they honestly have achieved to a very full extent. So the last person that I interviewed, Helen Humphreys, she is an older adult. She's 84, and she is honestly one of the most amazing older adults that you would ever meet. She is in such good physical shape. She was born and raised in Daytona Beach. She has traveled all over the world. She's had many amazing opportunities, but she finds that her heart is where her family is, which is in Daytona Beach. She is physically in such good shape. She does many things to keep her mind sharp, crossword puzzles, reading, taking college classes even at her age. All of her personal relationships are very healthy. She has a good relationship with all of her great grandkids, her grandkids, her sisters, her friends. She has such a positive outlook on life. She's someone that you would want to surround yourself with, just in the same way that you would want to surround yourself with Laura and Miles. I would say that Helen is definitely not your normal older adult. Honestly, she looks like she is in her early 60s, just in such good shape, no wrinkles. She's stayed away from smoking, stayed away from the norms that many older people face, coming to things that will produce wrinkles. She's said that to stay away from artificial things is one of the greatest pieces of advice that she can give. She has truly gone against the signs of aging in a way that is truly inspiring, and I think anyone would want to take part in the things that she's taking part in to look the way that she does. All three people that I interviewed, they live very productive, meaningful lives. I am oddly shocked by the answers that I received from all three of them, because Miles's answers, the emerging adult, relate to many of the older adults. Helen's answers, which also compare very much to Laura, the middle adults. All three people live a very productive, meaningful life. They're all in the integrity stage, which is something that you often don't find in teenagers. And all three people, family is the most important to them, and all three of them have a personal relationship with God, which they also value extremely importantly. All three see themselves in a very high manner. They know that they're positive people. They're people that inspire, encourage, something that is hard to find in three people in the same room. Laura and Helen are both successful parents. They've lived happy, fulfilling lives of raising their kids. Laura only had 2 kids, whereas Helen had 4 kids, but both seem very content with their decision of how many kids they had. One thing that I found was interesting is that all 3 people had hearing issues, Miles being 19, and then my Helen Humphreys being 84. She also had hearing issues, and same with Laura being 47, which I found was interesting. I thought that the 3 life stages would be very different, so I thought it was interesting how many similarities they had. It shows that all 3 of them are very good people, that they go against the norms of their age. All 3 are very positive people. They were a pleasure to interview, and I'm so thankful that they were able to be a part of my project.